God, y'all are just, oh my God, these daggone Pan-African. If it's not the Pan-Africans, it's the Latinos or it's the Haitians and the Caribbeans. They are getting on my nerves, Afro. I was having a really beautiful day until I checked my inbox and had a message with Fat Joe and Jadakiss last appearance with what's the man's name who Kendrick Lamar helped in the rap game out there on the West Coast? He gave him a
Uh,
time to shine. Is it
he
Lefty?
lefty gunplay.
Well, Lefty told the truth about the history of the Latinos or the contention between the Latinos and the Black Americans out there. Fat Joe literally lied and said everybody here in the Bronx is mixed with Latino. So he don't understand that story. I was like, why is he lying like that? Tell us about the Latin kings and how they target our men. I don't get it. Black American women, if we go into these nail shops, we still face microaggressions if we don't know the language, right? That was confirmed to me. There's a video of a Black American man who was screaming in a Latino store that he's tired of racist Latinos. Now, does that mean all Latinos are anti-Black? No. But what it does mean is that we cannot lie for the ones who are. We have to expose it or get out the, you know what it is? Fat Joe is very calculating. He's not making no hits. He's not selling anything. Ain't nobody worried about no damn Fat Joe. And so he's trying to really, really vulture. I don't call Latinos tethers. They're vultures, culture vultures. Right? So that's what Fat Joe is doing. And he's willing to do he's got to expose the anti-Black sentiments within his community, and Jadakiss got to stop sitting there like a bump on the log. This is his lineage too, if not mistaken. And in order to heal two communities and the problems we have, y'all got to be honest. Until then, I ain't fucking with none of y'all. Because y'all just lying all on my people, my ancestors. Like, I don't know Black Americans that lost their life behind whooping out a Latino and a Latino running for a pew-pew because they can't fight with the hands like that against certain FBA. They just can't. And then lying about everything is really a disjustice to us if you want to move further with our relationship, especially in New York. Y'all are pissing me off. I land. Who is that? The real, when ZZ come up, I'm going to switch a spot,
Yeah, we're
hun.
gonna wait. We're gonna give it a few minutes. We're gonna let the room build up. If you guys can do us a favor and tap the screen, we're gonna wait for the co-host to come up. Once she comes up, then we're going to start, having the conversation about everything. But I guess I can, because I sent it to her, so she should be here in a little bit. She already knows about this. So I will give the opening monologue. So Dr. Umar Johnson is a Pan-Africanist. He's probably the biggest, to be honest, I don't know of a bigger one. He's the biggest face of the Pan-African movement or Pan-Africanist itself, okay? There's nobody who identifies as proudly and boastfully and has as much notoriety and fame and recognition for Pan-Africanism than Dr. Umar, all right? Right now, they don't, okay? Right now, I'm talking about the modern times. So Dr. Umar has, he's been going around. He does a lot of different podcasts and things of the sort. And he was on this one podcast and they asked him about FBA and ADOS. And he says he's given his disagreements. Now, Dr. Umar has been asked about FBA and ADOS. We're just going to say FBA because that was his main thing. So he's been asked about FBA for a while. He's been asked about FBA for a good minute now. And Dr. Umar has repeatedly talked about how he doesn't agree with the division. He doesn't agree with delineating. He feels as if we're all African. And because we're all African, we need Pan-Africanism. We need to unify. We need to come together and all of that stuff, right? And that we're all one African people. He's been consistent. I will say with that, he's been consistent with that. Now, delineation and the whole reparations movement, that's gone too far. So much so that he's had to pretty much conform to that. He's had to conform. So he's came up with a movement called DAFA, the Dafa movement. The Dafa movement stands for Descendants of African Freedmen in America. He's doing that because technically after slavery, after emancipation, when our ancestors were emancipated, they were classified as freedmen, which was a legal status. So he's saying that it's not wrong to, I guess, censure your own ethnic group and censure your own group and pretty much delineate, but without all of the quote unquote harmful and antagonistic rhetoric that he says FBA has online. Now, I want to have a conversation about this because as we can see, Dr. Umar is pivoting because this was not his stance a few years ago. Very recently, he's changed his stance. This was not his original stance. His original stance was he was completely against any form of delineation. He was completely against any form of us recognizing ourselves any differently than anywhere in Africa. Okay? He was completely against that. We are all African. He referred to us all as African. Now he's saying it's okay to recognize our difference and this is our home. However, he still is trying to put this Pan-African mix inside of it. While he's saying, it's African freedmen, okay, in America instead of foundational Black American. So he doesn't want us to be called American, but we are in America. All right. And I want to have a conversation with y'all about this just to let y'all know how the Pan-African movement and Pan-Africanists are inconsistent with their rhetoric. Okay. They're pivoting and shifting. Now he's conforming to delineation because this is what this is. To say we are Dafa or there is a Dafa movement, and what does that mean? But to say there is a Dafa movement is different from saying there's unified Pan-Africanism. Now, let me be abundantly clear before we start the room, before we start letting people speak. Foundational Black American is not a movement. All right. That is not a movement. That is the term for a lineage. That's an ethnonym for the lineage. That is it. You can be a foundational Black American who is also a Pan-Africanist. Pan-Africanism is an ideology. All right. That is what it is. Umar has said this himself. So Umar knows better. Umar knows that Pan-Africanism is an ideology. There is no ideological requirement to be an FBA. There's no political requirement. There is no standard whatsoever except being a part of the lineage. If you're a part of the lineage, which is not up to anybody, okay, you either are or you aren't. If you're a part of the lineage, that's it. You can be whatever you want to be because Pan-Africanism is an ideology, okay? But he doesn't want us to acknowledge our own unique lineage divorced from Africa, which is why he's saying African freedmen, okay? Because he could have just said descendants of freedmen in America, but he decided to put African there, even though there were no non-Black freedmen in this country, okay? But he decided to put African in there. He didn't say descendants of Black freedmen in America. He said descendants of African freedmen in America because he needs to latch Africa onto anything we do and anything we are in all of our identity. All right. So I want to get this conversation started and get what the people think about this. What do the people think about this? Zizi, what do you think?
Oh Lord, this is so egregious. You know what? It's a little ironic. And honestly, a little unsurprising because the thing is with delineation is that we are on the side of justice. And moreover, we're on the side of logic. So, it's hard to keep pushing the narrative that doesn't really make sense or to keep trying to go against the narrative that thoroughly does make sense, So at some point, you do got to either, what do you want to call it, switching the grift? You got to kind of switch it up. You got to kind of evolve, however you want to look at this. At some point, if you're going to stay on the side of justice and logic, you're going to find your way at a crossroads. So, and I think now he's at a point where, especially because delineation has been going on for so long, Pan-Africanism, the Pan-Africanist look, but also the Pan-Africanists that have been the biggest representatives, some of them have been exposed multiple times at this point, and so Pan-Africanism just ain't been having a good look ever since delineation, started popping. And so, yeah, I think he sees that the Pan-Africanists, not only him, they all see what's going on. And so they know that they got to switch gears. And the best way for them to do that is to at least give some sort of omission, of that what delineation that the delineation movement has some sort of validation. So of course he's going to say, yeah, well, yeah, we're descendants of freedmen, but you still got to push that Pan-African narrative. So you got to say we're descendants of African freedmen, which is BS because nobody else is doing that. The Jamaicans ain't doing that. The Caribbean, the Haitians ain't doing that. The Dominicans ain't. No other group is putting African in front of their name, but it's always forced. And we're shamed if Black Americans don't want to put it in front of our ethnic identifier. So that's BS. But I think this is a telltale sign. Either this is going to be the turning point for him for real, where he's going to have to just follow the logic and get on code and have to completely get up out of this Pan-Africanist shit. I don't know if that's going to. I doubt it because I think he's a diehard Pan-Africanist, but it could lead to that. Or it's going to just further expose the Pan-Africanists, the illogic ways of Pan-Africanists, because that's not the way Black Americans need to go. That's not the route. So, either way it goes, I think this works out for us, but he's showing his hand. He see what's up. He definitely sees what's going on with delineation.
Yeah. I want you. Yeah. Very well put. This is definitely a big pivot. And really a grift, to be very honest with you. It's more than a pivot. It's really a grift. If we're going to be accurate.
Yeah, because like a few weeks ago, he was online talking about how they were freezing his accounts and stuff. So I don't understand.
Sure.
I don't understand how people can't put that together. Because if the IRS and the government was freezing your accounts, now all of a sudden you got a new movement. That sounds like a scam to me.
And this is after he get the school popping, so it's a little surprising.
Speaking of the school is something else. Alrighty then, let's get started. Let's get to Flossie Fox.
Hello, I'm FBA. I am 42 years of age. My family is from Arkansas, father's side, mother side is from Missouri. And I've done some ancestry. I've gone back to 1765 at the moment, and I'm still researching. The only thing that I can say about Umar is I feel like he seen Tariq, which Tariq will come out and say, I am not the leader of anything. And I do believe he did trademark FBA, and people are mad about that. But I said I would rather him trademark it than have somebody of another ethnicity or even a YTE trademarking it and making money off of it. So either way it goes, that was good on his part. But as far as Dr. Umar, I remember he was on live probably a month ago sweating bullets that they were freezing his assets and he couldn't go anywhere. Like he was in true panic mode. And now all of a sudden he's running around doing all of these podcasts about Dafa, and it just came out of nowhere. So and that's how my stance is with Dr. Umar. And I, for one, didn't know that he had an immigrant background.
Yeah, he has, I think, like 1/4. Some his grandfather or something like that is Cuban. Like at 1/4 of his. Yeah. So yeah, that's something. But and another thing is, and we can't ignore the fact that Dr. Umar, and I've said this before, Dr. Umar is in this constant like one-sided rivalry with Tariq, and it has been like that for years. Whereas now, because he feels like, I guess Tariq is getting too much clout or recognition for FBA, now he's got to be all like, okay, well, I'm going to do something. At first, he wanted to go in the opposite direction. Now he's going kind of in the same direction. And then it's not, so that we got to acknowledge that. Let's get to Basic.
What's going on, everybody? FBA. I think Umar, just like everybody is saying, is just grifting and trying to stick with the new thing, I guess, because delineation is happening. So he's trying to be a part of it in his own African way. But everything that he does is literally to undermine Black Americans, and this is what people have to realize, is that Pan-Africanism is all about undermining Black Americans. It's about taking everything that Black Americans have done and just passing it out to all these other people of other nations, like we owe everybody charity or something. So I think that's what he's doing. He's also, in my opinion, he's getting in the way of, us reclassifying as well as us fighting for reparations. I think a lot of these people I don't know if Umar is on like a payroll or nothing. I don't want to put that on him if I don't know, but he definitely acts like it, like he's a puppet for somebody, because it, to me, like, none of this makes sense. I don't really understand what Dafa is. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be like, are they supposed to identify as like a lineage, or is it supposed to be a clique or something? Like, I don't know what this is. So I just think he wanted to come out with something and put African in it, like he always does. He just has to put Africa in everything that we do. So I'll land there.
All right. Let's continue. Yeah, that's true. Let's continue. Let's get to beautiful flowers, FBA.
Hello, I'm FBA. I'm from my family from South Carolina, and I believe we can trace our back to the mid 1600. Each family reunion, we have different information gathered by the family. So we're going to see if we can get something at the beginning of 1600s. Well, other than that, getting back to Umar, he is a joke. Do y'all remember he was in Africa? And he was speaking bad about Black Americans, pretty much FBAs. And then a week later, he comes back and asks for donations. If you want to have dinner with me, it'll be $500. Do you remember that?
I do. He said like he wanted to charge women for a date.
$500.
Yep.
Yes,
The
but
hell?
I'm
I did
still
not know
waiting.
that.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the school. Where's the school? Huh? Where's the school? If they keep giving this guy money, they're fools. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say, but he's a joke.
Alrighty, man. All right. You have it. We got Big Don Sulon.
What's good, family? I'm FBA. My mother from North Carolina, my father from South Carolina. So this whole thing with Umar, I was watching that interview when he was saying, I understand the FBA and how they're explaining to the Africans, this is my home. You will respect me in my home. So if this is our home, we should call ourselves American. That right there, he said any organization he not have an American in it. But if this is our home, America should be in the name. Another thing is he keeps talking about the reparations, saying it should be global, knowing that that's goofy. Umar also got Ghanaian citizenship. The president of Ghana was also pushing that global reparations. And the dude Seth Laredo, the one who's doing the tether things on, putting a lot of bad narratives out there, he from Ghana. So Ghana got a lot of connections with people doing a lot trying to undermine. Be surprised somebody funding her and they funding Umar. Like, it's too many connections. His whole argument in that podcast had too many holes in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and land with that.
Could be. Yeah, and that's another thing. His stance is on reparations. That's completely shifted. Okay, because I remember he was vehemently saying he was all every single time reparations was asked, he was denying it 100%. Now he's saying that yeah, we do, but everybody in the slave trade gets it and all of that. So it's a lot of changes going on in this recent interview. Let's get to Unwritten.
My bad. That made me think of too. He was just saying that we was gonna that we trying to be $5 Indians and trying to get up on these reservations and be with these and trying to identify as Cherokee and everything except African. So yeah, it definitely sounded like he's trying to remix that because he was really basically shaming us for wanting to identify as indigenous just a couple months ago. Now he's turning around to say, oh yeah, well we could say it, but put African in front of it. It's some bullshit.
Unwritten, you got it.
Hey y'all. Just for everybody, 18 plus, Black American. I think this most recent grift shows what Pan-Africanism is really about. We've been talking about this for a while and saying how the only objective is to benefit Africa. It's not to benefit Black Americans. And when you think about it, there is no reason from a lens of Pan-Africanism to create a movement of around Dafa that would link Black Americans to Africa, because we already have a term that does that, African American. It's like, what's the exact difference from African American and Dafa? I don't really see much other than, people's recent understanding that it may be all inclusive of everybody. But initially, that is a term that already attempts to remove our identity from this land. So why not continue to keep that? But maybe because he's seeing that, oh, people are rejecting that term, so therefore we now have to create a new term that would essentially do the same thing, but align more closely to what we're saying is related to our ethnicity. And if that's the case, that just further proves the point. The whole goal of Pan-Africanism is to extract from Black Americans and get us to align with a completely foreign land and foreign people just for their benefit, because it's not a benefit to us. But it's a big concern, or a very big threat to Pan-Africanism, when Black Americans are developing agency and autonomy around our ethnic identity. And we're saying we're the only ones who are going to be able to benefit from our resources, from our efforts. Any movements, regardless of political or otherwise, are going to be solely focused on Black Americans. Well, then how can Africa benefit from that? And to me, that's where Umar's grift is just like such a red flag, or more of a confirmation, I would say, that that's the only objective of Pan-Africanism. I have yet to see what else it has been attempted to do, other than how can we get Black Americans to say that they're African, think that they're African, align with Africa, and give their money to Africa. Like, I have yet to see anything else. So to me, it's very obvious at this point. I can land here.
All right, yeah. All right, let's get to. We got a couple more, then we can have like an open panel for a little bit before we circulate. So we'll get to you, Tiara. You got it.
What's up, you guys? Can you guys hear me? I'm outside.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, FBA on both sides. I'm from Seattle, and his father is. My grandmother came from Texas, Great Migration, and my mom's from Jersey, and her people are from South Carolina by way. So I don't feel the need when it comes to Umar to keep it cute. I believe he's been co-opted. And the one thing that we do have to take very seriously is the African Union's attempt to make a melting pot out of reparations. See, Umar goes over there and he gets citizenship. Umar saw exactly what happened to James Smalls, who was also doing dealings with Africa. They snatched a whole bunch of money from him. He told us that from his mouth because of something he said in defense of Black Americans years ago. Now, he wants to make that about his hotel, but we don't know what that money was going to be for. And the fact of the matter is that they want us to identify as African so they can throw the whole reparations pot into one big gumbo mix. But we all know that even when you make gumbo, you don't just throw everything in the pot. You got to cook a roux first. You got to there's layers to this. And what they want to do is make gumbo out of our reparations. Now, Umar said we were the generation that did not deserve reparations.
Yeah.
He said that we were the ones that were going to just spend it on Jordans and everything else. But when you see what the Somalis have done with the scam that they pulled, see, they can't pull that game anymore. They can't say that anymore. He has sat back, and this is what he does. He sits back in his mom's closet and studies everything that we say and figure out how he can get an angle. But now he's got somebody behind his back. He's got somebody pushing it. I don't know. It's probably folks in Africa. It probably has to do with the DNC. It probably has to do with all these different entities they do not want Black Americans to seek restitution from the American government. This is why you're seeing white people even putting up videos now talking about, Africans, people are saying Africans sold Black Americans into slavery, and that's not true because white supremacists use it as a deflection. But you and I both know that that's true. I just had to get somebody straight about that the other day.
They know it's true. Sorry.
Yeah, they absolutely do. But they're trying to minimize Africa's role in it so that Africa can be the face of it. And Umar is the perfect person for them to get and try to co-opt what Tariq has done, because we all know in every single system of white supremacy, if they cannot stop it, they first have to try to stop it. If they can't stop it, they demonize it. And if they can't demonize it, they co-opt it.
And
And
can I say something real quick? The guy that bought Essence.
We're gonna let her finish. Hold on.
I'm just gonna finish my thought. So all I'm saying is that calling it a grift is too light. This is not about Umar's personal gain. This is not about him just trying to be the top dude over Tariq. It started like that. But now, since he's got issues with his baby's mom, with his children, the state's looking into how he cares for his mother, like, he had to have taken some sort of assistance from somebody. He was in a vulnerable position for somebody to be able to co-opt him. Because again, two things Umar never does that he's doing now. He never gives way to the sway of public opinion. He stays on his square, and it doesn't matter what the people are saying, and he will create illusions as if everybody agrees with him. Now he's bending. Now he's bending so he doesn't have to break. Second, Umar never gives props to nobody who's living up until now. Now he wants to give props to Bad Bunny. Now he wants to give props to all these other people when historically, if you've watched Umar, the only people he gives props to are people who are dead and gone. He don't give props to not even the elders that are still here. So he saw exactly what happened, and I'm going to tell you why I know. If you go back and watch that interview that he did where he's talking about the Dafa with the moon guy, he said that he understood why Black Americans felt the way they did. And he also said, I've heard them say what they say to Black Americans, and it's disrespectful. Now, we was just talking about all kinds of podcasters after the James Smalls incident and everything else that Pan-Africanists will never say what the harm is. They always try to make it mutually exclusive, which Umar did too. But he tried. It was an act. He tried to be a little heavy-handed, and he still didn't say the word Akata. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can say that on here, but he still didn't say and name any of the specific slurs that they use for us. So he's tiptoeing around it. So I'm just saying, it's really important for us not to just think about this as a grift, as Umar just being a narcissist. This is about the African Union and them trying to cultivate an American spokesperson to go over there and make it seem like we're down with this stuff. And this might be the thing where, you know, we might have to put together a panel of, you know, thorough, certified FBA brothers and sisters who can represent the interests of the people. We might have to put together a petition that shows they have the support of the people, because if we don't produce some sort of leader to counteract the shit they're doing, excuse me, we cannot stay leaderless when people are trying to co-opt and they're in bed with Africa to do it. So that's all I'm gonna say. Y'all stay safe.
All right. I appreciate that. Real talk. I appreciate that.
Could I say this real quick before I forget? I do apologize.
Oh, no,
She was talking about how they didn't talk about
hold on. The people in the chat room, if y'all don't agree with reparations, hit the request button and let's have a conversation about it. If y'all don't agree or whatever, what you're not gonna do is troll in the chat room. You can come up and speak on the panel, but you're not trolling the chat room all day. No, we're not having that. What were you saying?
But they were trying to say that the Africans are denying that they sold people into slavery. I believe the man that bought Essence Fest, and he also owns Madam C.J. Walker's mansion up in New York, he has come online and publicly said he comes from the family that sold blacks into slavery.
And he has Madam C.J. Walker's house?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the one that owns Madam C.J. Walker's home up in New York. And plus, before he bought Essence Fest, he also scammed a 100-year-old black theater out of money. So every business that they have touched in America, they've bankrupted so far.
I just wanted to add one more thing since you said that. I don't know if anybody has seen it, but if you know about Cujo Lewis, there's a book called Barracoon that Zora Neale Hurston interviewed the last living slave who came off the Clotilda, right? down sunken over there in Alabama. Now they're coming out saying that the clotilla that sunk down there that they thought was the clotilla isn't the clotilla. And his descendants went over to Africa where he said and told them he remembers being captured. This is passed down in their family. And them people looked his descendants right in the face and told them that the Africans that were taken left willingly because they wanted to have relationships with Europeans. And when the descendant pushed back on that, they laughed in her face. These are the people that Umar wants to go over there and rub elbows with so that he can be the spokesperson for Black Americans. And he even said it, once we get it, we'll split it up later. I know you lying. Okay, now I'm going to drop down.
Yeah. All right. Before we go, I want to hear what you have to say, but we're going to get to MK because he's been waiting, and then we'll get to why you disagree, Noah, and then we'll have like the open panel, and we'll see what everybody has to say.
How you guys doing?
We're good. How you doing?
Sorry, my thing went out for a second. My name is MK. I'm a Dafa, descendant of African freemen in America. My family actually is traced back from the early 1500s. My great, I'm not gonna go into how many greats this is, but you can kind of get an idea. My great grandfather from that early age was one of the original Taino Arawaks in the Caribbean. He was taken from the island of Hispaniola and brought over to the New York area in the early 1500s. From there, I think about in 1508, if I was correct. So he was basically in island of Hispaniola in the early 1500s and was moved around 1508 to North America. From there,
By who?
I'm sorry?
By who? Who's he
It
moved
was
from the Caribbean
the Spanish colony. It was during the Spanish colony's reign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically from there, we've been here ever since. And the reason why I say I'm a descendant, and I appreciate Dr. Omar for actually coming out with a situation like this, because there is a difference between an FBA and a DAFA. A lot of the times, right, the descendants of African freemen in America were the men who were the African people that were brought over, mixing with the original Taino people of that land, and then brought over to America because the Spanish colony had multiple colonies around the Americas, and actually one of the founding members of that island, Hispaniola, founded New York at the time. So he was sorry, not founded, but he was part of the foundation of New York at the time. So from there, you have to also look at the history.
Where can I find the records? Because now you're getting on my last nerve.
Why would you mute me?
Where
I'm
can I
sorry.
find the
Why would you
records
mute
so
me?
I can look them up right now?
You need to look up my name.
Yeah, because y'all get you see how we could trace our ancestry back, and then y'all come with these elaborate stories, but y'all don't
Well,
have the documentation.
I'm not gonna give my
But I
full
have the
name, but I'll give my last
documentation.
name. Oh, hold on.
I can pull up
One second,
documentation.
please, love. 1 second. Let me speak. I'm not gonna give my full name because I don't do that whole thing.
No, what is the name of the
Give my last
archive?
name.
Hold on, sir, hold on. What is the name of the archive that I can go search right now?
So what you're going to do, right? You're going to take my last name. You're
No,
going
no,
to
no.
use that last name.
What is the name of the art? Follow directions. I know you immigrant. Something wrong with your comprehension. What is the name of the archive that I could go search? I don't want your last name. You're irrelevant. I just want the name of the archive right now. Real fast.
So what you're going to do, right? You're going to use my name. You're going to go into the archive of the island of Hispaniola, right? Because there's an archive for that on the internet. Just type it in. I'm going to give you my last name. From there, you can do the research yourself, my love, using my last name, because there's only
your research. I just want the island. Okay, island of Hispaniola. That's what you said?
right, the island of Hispaniola. And then
Okay, now in the United States of America, where would I find the records when you came here and your next ancestor who would have been on our records? Where would I find
all right,
those
so
records?
it's in actually the New York institutional it's in the, what's the name of it? Sorry, it's in the New York institutional guide. I forgot the complete name of it, but if you go online, You use my. You want me to give you my last name first, and
No,
then we
I
can
don't
start from
want your
there?
last name. I don't want your last name. There are New Yorkers in here who are very astute, and we want to know where we can find that history, the same one you spewing on this panel.
Okay, so what you need to do, right? Like I said before, because I can't keep repeating myself, my love. We've been going over this for the last time. You can use my last name.
You don't
You
need
can
your last
go into
name.
the record books of the New York articles that have the history of people that were brought over in the early 1508 1508 year, right? Because again, you have to look up the research yourself. I'm not going to do this for you. You guys do the same thing to people.
See, listen, dummy. I already know about the Dutch Islandia West Indian Company and all of that, right? So I
Now I'm
want
a
to know
dummy.
what is
I'm
the
a dummy.
name of the 1500 company, the
What we're
year
not going to
1500.
do
What
is
was the
insult
name?
people. We're not
What
going
was
to
the
insult
name?
people.
What
Okay,
was
my
the
love?
name? Because you're playing with our
My love, we're
intelligence,
not going to
right?
insult people.
I'm
I
not your
think
love, but you are a whole tether. I hear your accent. You probably have a green card and naturalization
my
papers.
love, you have a
Let me
slur.
tell you something.
Speak with
Whoever
a
does not
slur.
have that record, you probably went in
You
there and
shut your
picked the
ass up.
last name, sir. You ain't slick.
Have a
You
lisp
ain't
in your
slick.
mouth.
You ain't
Speak with a
slick.
lisp.
Stay
I'm about
on
to
your
Who
go.
mute.
sent you, sir?
Stay
Is
on
it
your mute.
Umar? Did Umar send you?
They
Who
What
they
I'm
sent
get
gonna
you?
it.
finish,
They
right,
get
is
in the lives and they see how we can trace our last
can we
names and the
stop
roles
doing
we
Yeah,
can
this?
go
let
to.
BX,
One minute,
Can
y'all.
we
let
stop
One
BX
doing
minute.
this?
do what you do.
Stay on your mute. So I know what you did. You went, you picked the last name. And now you're here with this fancy
My love,
concocted story because of Dafa.
you're
You
doing
know
too
what I
much.
seen at my
You're doing too much. You're not gonna
reparation
ignore me.
hearing? Stay on your mute. I'm not playing with
All
you.
right, then fuck
That's how I know you're a tether. You don't
fuck
have
you
no
too.
decorum. So you know
Fuck
what
you
they
too.
did? They introduced the term Afro-descendant, and
And
a
fuck you.
Haitian stood
All right,
up
you got to go.
and
I don't mean to
said,
fuck you.
I
So we're going too
really,
late for
really
me.
think that the term Afro-descendant would be cool, right? Because I'm Haitian and I'm Afro-descendant too. So with Umar coming out with Dafa, we've seen this play too many times. He just chose the last name or surname from the island of Hispaniola to come up here and tell that lie. Stop playing with us.
And in order to claim honestly African descent, you have to prove that like African is not an ethnicity; it is a landmass. So you need to prove the ethnic group
Weird.
from which you descend from, not the landmass.
And when you come up here talking about Hispaniola first and trying to throw New York in the mix and all this and that, why do you support what Umar said? Why is that an identity that you want? Explain that to us. Because all this, like, oh, the Tainos and everything else, ain't nobody talking about all that.
What
I
they
hate
try
to
to
be so
do, what they try
sorry.
to do is they try to give dates and names, and they try to give this word salad that is deliberately meant to confuse you. Is deliberately meant to, you're trying to follow what they're saying. And I know this game, you're trying to follow what they're saying. And you don't really, you kind of, they lose you intentionally. And if they say it and they make it sound very intellectual. Oh no, my father, that's why I was like, when? Okay. So your ancestors were here from the 1500s to New York. I mean, that wasn't a thing, but okay, fine. All right. So they went from Spanish, they went from Africa to Spain, or the island of Hispaniola, then to New York. And now he's an African because African freedmen are about the men who mix with Indians and all that stuff. And he's giving definitions which are deliberately meant to lose you. All right. So that's why when BX asks, okay, well, how can we look this up? Now he's all like, well, you would take my last name. You would need to take nobody's last name to look up some paperwork or the records, the record book of it. You don't need nobody's last name. You can be able to find the documentation without actually looking up their last name in and of itself. Where did they keep those documents is what she was asking. But he didn't want to answer that. Okay. And
And
if
there
he
was,
gave a last name, do you honestly believe that was his honest last name? Do you honestly
Right.
believe
no.
that was going to be his last name?
Please.
And
If
I
you
hate to
really,
say,
like,
I hate to make it so cut and dry, but I'm getting to the point to tell them that America keeps very good records. So at the end of the day, they could get up here and they could try to cosplay, but at the end of the day, America knows whose lineage is who. So I tell
facts.
them all the time, Black Americans do not get mail from immigration. And I hate to cut it dry like that, but it's the truth. If you're getting mail from immigration, you are not a native to the American land. You're just not. We don't get papers.
And can we just establish that a freedman did not exist until 1865? So when he's talking about, oh, they were the people that, no. There were no freedmen until 1865. And that was when we got that title. So we're not going to go back and say that the Africans that came over here, well, they would have been. That's a part of the hijack.
It's losers. Now, speaking of which, Noah, they're in the chat room saying you're Haitian. I assume based off what you've been saying, you are. You're not foundational Black American. So what are you, Noah?
I don't know where they got Haitian from. I'm not Haitian.
You're a woman. Are you a female?
Yes, I'm a female. I'm
Why
female.
are you using a male profile?
Oh wow. Because I wanted to. Is that okay?
I'm just asking. I'm just
This
asking.
is the
Okay.
this is the third panel I've seen them in today.
Over here, we don't discriminate against your
I haven't been in a
lifestyle.
panel.
Okay, but if you, whatever your
You
life
were
is, a
just
little
you were
early
just
for
over
Friday.
there in Chief Rob's panel.
All right.
No, I was
Okay.
not.
So what are you? What's your ethnic background?
Whew, I'm scared because
You weren't scared in the chat room. What's your ethnic background? Come on now. Don't do that.
I'm scared because I know y'all like to tussle. I'm
No,
Nigerian.
you was tussling in the chat room. Don't do that. Come on now. What's your
I'm
ethnic background?
Nigerian.
Don't
I'm
do that.
Nigerian. I am Nigerian.
You're Nigerian. Okay.
Yes.
So you were saying that FBA is FBI and CIA and what was all that stuff you were saying about FBA?
I truly believe, and please let me speak my piece because I don't want
now. Come on now.
No, I don't want to argue. I just want to speak my piece because I truly believe.
Stop doing that. Just get to your point, ma'am. Can you address your comments in the chat section, please? I don't want to hear all this. Please don't. You should have thought about that from the chat. You really should have.
Yeah, you was loud and boast. Come on now. Go ahead.
Too late now. Don't need to back out.
Go ahead. What is your thoughts? And talk to us. We're civil. Noah, if that's clearly not your real name, but Noah.
Right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I truly do believe that FBA in particular is as started by Tariq Nasheed. Now maybe some people just jumped off the philosophy and have their own thing going on, but as far as Tariq Nasheed's agenda is concerned, it is not a good organization. It is not for reparations. It's not for uplifting African American people. It is about grifting. It is about scamming people out of money.
When has Tariq done that?
Tariq is a scammer. He has not helped anyone.
You don't know that man. You don't know nothing about that man. They never met that man. They never been to nothing he's done. You don't know nothing about that man. So is the chief from your village. So is the chief from your village.
Read his book, and he's teaching people.
I've met him many times. I've met him many times.
So everybody, hold on. Everybody can say something. We're gonna let the audience respond to what you have to say. But you're saying that FBA is not about reparations and it's a scam, right?
As told by Tariq Nasheed. Now people with
okay, all right. If Tariq, hold on.
They break up the fact he wrote that book those years ago, but that was so long ago.
Stop. Everybody. Is that your argument? That Tariq is scamming everybody with FBA, the lineage?
Yes. Okay. That's what I believe.
And do you think he's accepting monthly donations like Umar or something like that? I don't. Do you think he's doing that?
He's very similar to Umar in the fact that he's very pro himself, and maybe he believes some of the things he's saying, but mostly.
So where did? Okay. Now I noticed that. Now you're trying to turn this into a whole Tariq thing. That's not what you were saying in the chat room.
They always attack Tariq.
FBA.
That's all. They always bring up Tariq.
Honestly, it really don't matter.
It's probably FBI probably involved with that.
No, stop.
Okay.
In the chat room, you were talking about the FBI and CIA and all of that stuff.
I do believe that.
COINTELPRO. What is that?
I don't get paid by the FBI, baby.
I believe that most of the FBA people, without I'm not.
What you believe and you can prove are
and
two
all
different
that stuff.
things.
They're bots.
All right, hold on. So Noah, can you tell us?
I'm just trying to figure out what exactly her point is, because I don't really give a damn what you think about Tariq.
She just wants to come up here and slander Tariq. She just wanted to slander Tariq, but he's not a leader.
He's a troll, for sure.
He's not a leader.
Hold up, but moreover, Hold
That's
up, but
everybody's
moreover,
fine.
what
Everybody's
does it
fine.
matter if it's a bunch of trolls with FBA in their bio? What about all the trolls with all the foreign flags in their bio? We could do that all day. It's a bunch of trolls with fucking Confederate
Okay,
flags, or it's a bunch of trolls for any group,
okay,
any
they're
lineage.
trolls too.
So
They're
what's your
trolls too,
point?
but it's not a movement
Hold
though.
on.
It's not a
Hold
movement.
on.
What's
But
not a
they're
movement?
It's
trolls.
not a
Stop.
movement because it's
Okay,
a
everybody stop,
lineage.
stop, stop. This
What are you
thing keeps
talking
going
about?
in and out. I don't know if you guys can hear me because I can't hear everybody. Everything keeps going in and out like
I
it's
can hear
freezing
you.
or something. Okay,
One
y'all can hear me.
moment. Everybody
All right.
tap the screen, tap the screen. Obviously, they might be reporting.
Yeah, I don't know what's
She's
going on
calling
because
FBA a
I'm hearing and
movement,
I'm not, I'm
Negro.
hearing and I'm not. I don't know what's going on right now.
He
I'm
might
back
not
here
even
trying to
be
get
in
my
America.
1 minute,
Sometimes when
Flossie,
that
please.
happens, they're not in
Flossie, Flossie,
America.
please, Flossie. I'm trying to eat my Snickers, she's trying to call us a organization or a movement, not understanding that delineation is the movement, not FBA.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna let people hear you made your claims. Um, the fact that you're talking about people scamming people and you're hiding your name is Noah and that's not your real name.
Or your picture.
I'm not people. I'm not trying to be doxxed
Like
by people.
when you that
I'm not
that
trying to
comes
get
off as
doxxed.
kind of untrustworthy right now.
Very
Come on now.
cowardice
But hold on,
behavior.
Okay, he called me
Find a
coward.
new
I'm not about
chat.
to get
Stay
doxxed
on
by
mute, y'all.
people
Stay
that
on
hate
mute. Hold up,
me.
hold up,
He
hold
said,
Miss
up.
Noah.
Just
Miss
chill.
Noah, that's enough. We're gonna see. Um, I'm gonna let people respond to what you have to say, but first let's get you Dave. We're gonna get to brother Dave because he hasn't spoken at all, and then we're gonna let the chat room and
Tell
the
your ass. Go
panel,
ahead.
you know, give a retort to what you have to say.
Hey, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Is it your headphones? He's
Dave,
not
you're
on
on mute.
mute, but is he on mute? Yeah, he is on mute.
I can't hear nobody.
I think he's on mute. I still see his
There we
mic on his
go.
phone.
There, there,
Yeah,
there,
there it is.
there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, you
All right.
good.
All right. What up, Afro? What up, ZZ? What up, everybody?
Hello, hello.
A couple quick things. First of all, I heard he was the scammer. I heard that he did this, and I heard that he did that. The only time that man ever took donations was for when he's building a project that you can actually see. Whereas though we have been donating to Dr. Umar for the better part of 16 years, and the school hasn't opened, but he's stronger than FBA and ADOS. The other part of that is I'm in Hidden Colors 6, and I defy you to take your time on Google me, and show me how I'm paid by some government conspiracy. Like, we got to start getting to a point where we ignore this nonsense. This is the destination smokehouse for tethers. This is tetherism. That's all it is. Every time we turn around, you guys are upset because we're delineating. What you fail to realize is you can't buy your way into a lineage like the white folks did with the pretendians. You can't sit up here and stop a movement because you've been cosplaying as us for so long. You feel entitled to the things that we have created that you now benefit from. To sit up here and act as if you know something for a fact because you feel a certain way because your mama and your daddy told you that anything we do has to be scamming. When the truth of the matter is, stereotypically, the majority of tethers are more known for scamming than foundational Black Americans. Our lineage is what it is. We are delineating. We were here first. We paved the way. You're welcome. Anything beyond that has absolutely no basis in fact. That's it. Period. Point blank. And I yield.
All right. Anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah, I have one thing.
Miss
Noah,
Oh,
can I actually, Noah, what does FBA stand for?
Well, I like to say it stands for
Fear of
fear of
being
being
African. Yeah,
African.
yeah. So what does it actually stand for though?
Okay, foundational Black American, which
So
is not a bad
it's Black
term.
American, right? So Black American, that's a movement.
FBA
No, no, no.
is a movement.
Black American. That's the core here. Is that a
Yeah,
movement?
obviously it is not. Obviously, it's an
Really, really?
ethnicity and a nationality.
How is it Black American a movement? That's the whole core of the term.
I mean, come on now. Let's have an actual
Right. So
proper
what is
argument
Black
here.
American, Noah?
I don't know. I don't know the point of the question. I already just told you that it's an ethnicity and a nationality.
Right,
so.
right. So okay, so you understand that Black American is an ethnicity.
Yeah.
Right? And the F in front of Black American just specifies foundationally that we were here during the inception of the country. How is that a movement?
Because it's an actual term started by.
Well, no. Black American. He only added the F, right? So we've always been Black American. He just added the F to specify around the ethnicity. What's the movement?
We're not going to talk in circles here. We know that FBA is a movement.
What's the movement? If it is an ethnicity.
I have a question.
The movement towards delineation and reparations.
Now there you go. Delineation.
They're
Right.
scared
So,
of them because they can't get that lineage. That's what they're scared of. Delineation is the movement.
correct.
Exactly.
Correct. And
FBA
so
is either you are
Delineation
FBA
is
or
not
you're not
Marshall is in the
Everybody
Cuba.
can't talk.
Can I speak towards
One
that?
minute, ma'am. Marshall is in the Q box, Afro.
I know. We're gonna get
Okay.
them up. Go ahead.
I just want to say that Dr. Claude Anderson, do you know who that is?
I thought Noah was responding.
Noah?
I thought she was responding.
Dr.
Noah.
Clark?
Do you know who Dr. Claude Anderson is?
No, I don't.
Then you're unqualified to have a conversation with us because
No,
you are
I know
completely.
who Queen Mother Alda is.
But she didn't come up with
she's-
the concept of black being natives. All Tariq did was rebrand and rename something that Dr. Claude Anderson has been talking about for years. So because you don't understand predecessorship, because you really don't know our history, you have absolutely
your
no
history.
right. No, you don't. Because
Yes,
you don't
I do.
know who Dr. Claude Anderson is. You need
That's
to read
one
about
person.
Nigeria. And he's not just one person when we're talking about delineation. He is the reason for that. He is somebody who campaigned for that, and he is directly where Tariq got the idea, and he has said that. Tariq has never taken credit for coming up with this idea. He came up with a new name because what Dr. Claude Anderson said was confusing because he said native blacks. And people would confuse that with indigenous black people. So Tariq rebranded it, and none of this is a secret. So if you've not read the works of Dr. Claude Anderson, you are unqualified to talk about reparations in our space, in our country.
No, I'm not.
Worry about Nigeria. Worry about Nigeria.
Talk about reparations.
Worry about you're unqualified to talk about
reparations for Black Americans.
Who is Dr. Sandy Darity then?
So
who is Dr. Randy? No. Because if you don't know the scholarship, you don't know shit. There are people that have pioneered for reparations.
I can throw out names that you probably don't know.
I don't give a fuck about
We
what you are
shouldn't though
trying
because we are Americans. We are Americans.
We're
Y'all
talking
be from
about our
other
country.
countries.
I could throw out Black American scholars.
Y'all be in our country. Y'all be in our country trying to tell us.
Let's go.
Who?
Throw them out. Who?
Let me rack my brain.
No. This ain't trivia at
Why are
Dave and
you
Buster's.
here?
You should have
This
had
ain't
one of the
trivia at
chambers.
Dave and Buster's, sis. This ain't trivia at Dave and Buster's. You don't get to. No, ma'am. You do not know our history better than us. And the fact that you come in here,
I didn't say I
then
knew.
why are you saying that we wouldn't know? Why are you saying we wouldn't know?
I didn't say.
Why do you have the arrogance? Why do you have the arrogance and lack of integrity to say that we wouldn't know when I threw a name out and you didn't know? How dare you? This is the funky attitude that y'all have that you need to sit down with because you are not qualified to have the conversation. You don't know the scholarship.
This is why I be wondering if they're the ones getting paid.
What is the source of the anger on a personal level? Like
because you're disrespecting our ancestors by appropriating who we are.
Don't do that. Hold on.
You know the origin story.
Don't do that.
You're
Don't do
disrespecting
that.
our ancestors.
You was in the chat room wolfing.
It's like
you in here talking, but I'm getting with you.
Okay.
You in here talking, sis. You
But
in here talking.
Noah, do you go
trying to get with us? Well, you're not in the press.
Do you go to the white panels?
Hold on. Noah, you was in the chat room wolfing, going off ever since we started this. And then when we brought you up, don't make it seem like somebody jumping on you. We let you get your stuff off. Now people are responding to you. Don't act like you being attacked. You don't know shit. Clearly.
I do. Nah, I do know. Y'all
You
just
sitting up stuttering. No, you don't get a chance to Google. You want to Google
but
and talk shit at the same time. It ain't working like that. Read a book.
what?
No, hold on. Basic,
You
you
heard
had,
what I
because
said.
we gotta move on. So Basic had a question. Basic, are you with us?
Real quick too. Noah,
Y'all
how
can
old are
hear me,
you?
right? Y'all can hear me, right? Or no?
Yes.
Okay.
We
All
can
right,
hear you.
good.
How old are you, Noah?
Why do you need to know my age
It's a
Cause
now?
you
simple
sound
question.
you
She
sound
probably
Okay,
don't know that
17, but how
either.
old
She
are you?
probably
30.
don't know
I
that
am
either.
30 years old, 3 decades.
I think they
Oh,
be getting
that's that
paid.
delayed
Mm.
that
I
the
think they get
delayed
paid. They
That's
say we're the
divine
ones
embarrassing.
that
yeah.
are CIA and FBI, but I
That is
think they're the ones getting
embarrassing.
paid.
I'm not
I
an
don't think she
agent.
no
I'm
damn
just a
30. I think
random
she might be
person
like
that
17.
hates xenophobia.
You
I
girl, you
feel
She's
probably don't know
17.
xenophobic
where that
about
came from either.
delineation.
I think she's a
And
child.
don't know
You can talk to
nothing.
the
I'm
child.
pro delineation.
Let him
I'm
after
pro
you.
Black American reparations. I'm
But you're
pro.
not
Well,
pro
why are you
education.
here? But
You're
why are
not
you
pro
here
So then what's
knowing
your
then?
something
problem?
I'm
before
here
you talk.
because I'm anti-xenophobia, anti-discrimination
Nobody has
against
been
So why
in
you
here
ain't
talking
talking
against
to
bad
us?
about
minorities.
What do you,
Then get in
how?
a chat with
Xenophobia,
your
girl.
people. Get
What
in
the
a
hell?
chat with your
Go take
people.
your
Right,
ass
like
to
y'all need to
daycare.
fix
Get
your
in a
own
chat
crappy
with
Come
your
on, man. It
people
country.
got to
then.
be after school programs you missing out on.
I'm
Come on.
Go talk to your people about the use of the word akata. If
That
you want
part.
to be less
It's a
xenophobic, girl.
plethora of things you can talk to them about,
Take
Right.
that
man.
somewhere else.
I'm a descendant of Nigerians
Oh, you
born and
sound like
raised
Dr.
in
Umar.
Go,
I'm a
America. I
descendant.
have to.
go
Hey,
fix
I'm a
that.
descendant
Tierra,
of
I
I'm
Nigerians
just
sorry.
I think
I'm
raised in
sorry.
the reason
America.
why they are the way they are is because they realize that Black Americans do have a lot of power with that delineation,
We
and
got
they're
all the
scared
power,
of that.
baby.
No,
And they're
Nothing
it's
scared
moves
of
called
without
that.
us, honey.
They
delineation.
That's
are
why you're
scared of
in
that.
You
here.
guys are creating a boogeyman that doesn't
That's
exist. That's
Then
what
scared of
is
that.
why you in
annoying
I'm
here
me. So
telling
why are
you,
discussing
you
the
we're
here?
not the ones
boogeyman?
that's
Here,
supporting you.
you're.
Why are you
Huh?
in here discussing the boogeyman?
I'm saying
We're
that you guys are
Candyman,
creating a
boo. We're
boogeyman out of
Candyman,
immigrants,
boo.
and
Say our name
there is
three
no
twice and
boogeyman.
three times we'll show up on you. That's how that is.
Yep.
We ain't the boogeyman, we Candyman.
That's
Understand
it.
that.
Hold
Keep
on.
our
I
name
didn't
out your
say that
mouth. You
you're
ain't
a
got to worry
boogeyman
about
or
it.
Are you with us?
Candyman.
Period.
You're putting words in
They've
my mouth
already
now.
stopped their
See,
passports from being able to
that's why
come back
people
over
think that
here.
Hey, hold
y'all
on.
are
We
That's
don't
why
give
serious.
a
they're
damn what
upset.
nobody
They
thinks. That's
can't
the
come
cold
back
No.
part.
over
Ain't never
here.
Y'all
I
are
think
happened.
we're
obsessed with what
trolling
people
with the
think.
child. I'm not
Y'all
gonna
are
lie
the
to you.
best of the worst.
Look
You
at
come
me.
over here, you talk real greasy. You so happy because you can
1
regurgitate a
minute,
bunch of
y'all.
facts that the teacher tells you, but when somebody tests your feet to the fire, you start. So what
Stuttering.
we need you to do is come with some facts, get the bush meat out of your mouth, and
Let me
understand
actually
what's
come with
actually
facts.
happening.
Let me
Because if
actually
y'all
come
are
with
so
facts.
dope, why can't you
Give
fix
me a
the
chance to come
54
with
countries
facts,
from which
though.
you came? Why are you in
Let
our
me actually
business?
You
speak
should have
without
came with facts
interruption.
before you spoke. Before you came up here, you should
But
have had
let
your
me
facts
actually
right.
speak without
No,
interruption
no,
so
no,
that I
no.
No,
can.
We
because
trying,
you
we're
ain't
trying
Oh,
saying
we
everybody
tried
to
that.
nothing.
You ain't
hold
All
say
you're
still.
shit.
doing
You
is
just acting
babbling,
pro.
boo boo
All
cakes. You
right,
are a
hold on,
tether
y'all.
1
babbling boo
Y'all,
boo.
minute. The
hold on, y'all. Hold
host
on, one
is
second,
trying
y'all.
to
And
The
you
host
talk.
talking
trying to
about
talk.
Bushmeat like
Afro
Black
is trying
Americans
to
don't.
talk. Go ahead, Afro.
Yeah,
Your,
let's.
your mic is
Okay.
extremely low.
Okay. Let me see if I
Yeah, there
can
you
fix
go. There
that.
you
Because
go.
I've
We hear it now. We
Yeah,
can hear it
I
now.
just want
Yeah.
us to. I just want us to be mindful that Afro is trying to talk, and I know we get a little, but we got to make sure understand that this is his live. So
let me
let
see.
him get a chance to respond and say what you got to say.
Wait, can I respond to the Bushmeat
Hell,
comment
shut
though?
your
Yeah,
ass
hold
up.
hold
Wait,
on,
girl. You know, I don't even
hold
want to hear your
on.
shit right now.
That's the only thing they
What the
hold
hell is
on to.
Afro
They
trying to
get
say?
extremely mad about
Can
that.
y'all
They
hear
get
me?
extremely mad about
Hold up. We
that.
trying to
Hold
answer
on, y'all.
Afro.
Okay,
Yeah,
everybody
Afro.
listen.
Go ahead.
If y'all don't know, this is going to go on YouTube. Okay? Everybody on YouTube, this is going to be different because we're in the heat of the moment. On YouTube, it is very difficult to make out who is talking when everybody is talking at the same time. All right? So, as much as we want to speak and everybody wants to speak, and I'm going to let everybody speak, everybody can't speak at the exact same time because on the playback, nobody's going to be able to make any type of differentiation of who is talking and what is being said whatsoever. All right? So, we just got to be careful with that. Got to be clear with that. I don't know what's going on with my microphone because sometimes I'm hearing y'all, then it just goes mute. Then I can hear y'all again. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're just gonna, I guess, work through it. We're gonna work through it.
Does that happen when people report the lives?
No, not because people
No.
reported the lives and not this has happened. So I'm not sure if it's that or if it's I don't know, some type of update or something like that. But let's tap the screen. Everybody, let's tap the screen. But I wanted to be known before we continue. I wanted to be known. These are the people who will sit in the chat room and troll, say that, oh, we're FBI, we're CIA, we're xenophobic, we're divisive, we're all of this and all of that. Yet when they come up, they don't know anything. Okay, now my microphone is low again. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's low. If you don't mind,
I can
Afro,
hear it.
I'm just gonna kind of set the decorum. One thing you gotta do, family, cause Afro got like a certain order how you want to do things. If you want to say something, I usually say Afro. If is it alright if I can respond to that real quick? He'll let me know if I can respond or not or whatever, because it kind of keeps that order and brings some order within the whole platform. That's all it is. So if we can kind of
Well, no,
use
we was
it.
doing the open. We was doing the open panel. That's
Oh,
why
you
I
doing
just
the open
joined that.
panel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we was doing the open panel. Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't mean to get out
Okay.
of order, but she pissed me off. So I'm sorry though. Afro,
Understood.
you know I'm not trying to,
Yeah, I
but
know.
she
I
pissed
know.
me off.
I get it.
Wait, let me say my final point, please. And I just want to.
You ready? You're gonna say something, Afro? I just want to make sure you're good.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Then we're gonna move on. Then we're gonna let other people up to speak.
Please.
Okay, can I just say my little
I
final
thought
point, and then
foundation was
y'all can
done.
send me
Yeah,
down.
you got 1 minute. You got a minute.
Okay. Yeah. I don't agree with what y'all are saying, but I respect your right to say it, I guess. You know. Yeah. All I want to say is that my main reason for joining, and lately I've been every day, I guess, I've been like coming into chats about this kind of topic and just seeing how people feel and seeing perspectives. I truly feel that the majority of the online presence of FBA is probably mostly bots. I think that Tariq Nasheed started something as a grift, and I think outside influences hopped on the trend. They don't care about the movement per se, but they're just trying to sow discord within the Black American community and within like the Black community as a whole. So foreigners and everything. So that's my main viewpoint. I don't understand the
Time,
anger.
can you
So
tell us
Use
your
Chat
ethnic
GDP
group
next time.
again?
Shit.
Tell us your
That was
ethnic group again
insufferable.
for the playback. You are Nigerian, correct?
I'm Nigerian. Well,
Thank
can I
you.
actually finish a full point
No, you
before
had a
I get
minute.
cut
That was
No,
enough.
you
off?
had a
That
minute,
was
girl.
long enough. Okay,
It's
you was
back.
doing too much
Exactly.
woofing in the chat room. Then you come up here acting like you scared, and you did that
I'm not.
deliberately. I want y'all to understand.
I'm
He
not
was
Actually,
scared.
stop. No,
I
no, you
stand by
did.
my
You
point.
literally said you were scared. So
Yeah, it
stop
didn't
that.
say that.
You said that, and
I mean,
because
I was
if
being
she said that,
facetious.
stop,
I was being
stop, stop,
facetious because
stop,
Nah.
it was very.
no, stop it. Okay, you
You
said
acting
that
scary too.
because you already knew that you wanted to gain some type of sympathy, like we were gonna beat you up. You was woofing in the chat room, you was disrespecting people, you was calling people out in the chat room. Then you get up here all nervous and timid, and I just wanna say that I just don't think that all of this stuff is good. And no, we're not doing all of that stuff. We're not doing that. Nobody has sympathy for you. Nobody does, okay? You're not ignorant. You're not. Because if you were, when we were correcting you, you would say, you know what? I realize I don't know enough and I'm
That's
wrong.
simple.
But you're still standing on it, which means you don't care that you don't know. Okay. This goes against, it's not out of ignorance, but this goes against your own agenda and the agenda that you want to be pushed. That's what it goes against. Okay.
it's okay for them to be proud of their lineage and be a Nigerian, but as soon as Black Americans do it, oh
No one's
no,
telling y'all not to be proud.
it's
You're responding
everybody's
to a
culture.
fake.
You tell us we don't have a culture. It's everybody's culture. That's Americans' culture. Y'all tell us all the time that our
Y'all
culture is
talking to y'all
American
mind. It is
culture.
what it is.
Afro, is it time to move on from this airhead or what? Because I don't think it's nothing else we getting out of
That's the
her.
whole point.
This
We're
is rather been
delineating, but we're not the ones that's deporting them.
Yeah,
And
y'all don't want to
they're
hear. Y'all
going
want
Hold
to
on, hold
at
echo
on.
the
they're
same
Everybody
going
echo.
stop.
for
It's
Everybody
us.
whatever. It's
stop.
what y'all
Everybody
never let me
stop.
actually say my
Everybody
point.
stop.
So,
Everybody stop. Foundational, do you have anything to say before we move? Because you
Yes,
please.
sir. Yeah, yeah. So the thing is, I find like everything she's saying is in direct correlation to projection, right? Because one, she's coming up here in a fake profile, but calling us bots. That's one. I challenge her to turn on her camera right now and show her face if she want to call people bots, because my camera's on. You can see my face.
You know
I'm
she
not a
lying.
bot.
Ooh,
ZZ
let's go.
camera's on. Business camera's on. Afro camera on. Can you turn your camera on? Let's see who you are, since you were calling everybody a bot. That's what I would like to see. That's two. She talks about the fact that somebody's scamming as a Nigerian. That's crazy. She have the gall as a Nigerian to talk about anything scamming. You gotta have some big cojones to be a Nigerian and have any kind of scam. Matter of fact, the fact that the CA came out, not even the AM, the CA came out. You gotta have some cojones because you guys are known worldwide for scamming. Worldwide, you guys are banned in multiple
Yeah,
countries.
passports denied.
TikTok banned you guys for scamming and doing things that you've been doing. The app, I'm not talking about the country. The app banned you guys for scamming and doing degenerate things. And you want to say other people scamming? You got some nerves. And then you want to call bots, right? So you can't go online and type in CNN, FBA bot. No, but I can type in CNN Africans trolling African American and seeing that you guys have troll centers and troll
In
bot
Nigeria, right?
centers. Hold on, ma'am. Hold on 1 second. Troll bot centers where there is a whole bunch of y'all with fake profiles like you have right now that you're not going to show your face, and you come into panels like this and become agents of chaos. See, that's the difference. You talk about it, we can show you exactly what you talking about. That's the difference, right? So you over everything that you're saying is in direct correlation to projection. That's what I'm saying. You are pocket watching and talking about people scamming, but Dr. Umar is definitely known for scamming. He took millions of dollars from the community, ran to Ghana, and became a citizen. We haven't heard from him for a while. I guess the money ran out because we know Ghana paid him to try to scam some black people to go over there. That money ran out. So now he said, let me go back over there and find a new scam. And this is a new scam to bring real people back in, utilizing the same talking points that people been utilizing over here. First, he's talking about I'm African. If we going to Africa, let's go to Africa. Now he's talking about some free men. And now he want to be an American all of a sudden. So again, you are here to be an agent of chaos. You started in the comments. You was talking about FBA, FBI, and I think you are the FBI. I think you are the one that's projecting. I think you are the CIA. Because again, I promise you, you won't turn on your turn on your camera, please.
She was
You
calling
see
us
my,
what
you can see
Section
my.
8
Hold on, hold on.
welfare
Go ahead,
recipients.
Flossie. I'm gonna mute up. Go ahead,
I
Flossie.
said she was calling us Section 8 welfare recipients, saying
Now
we
you
were
just lying on my
looking
name at this
looking
point. Nah,
looking for handouts. What did she say
y'all
when
lying
they
on my
mentioned
name.
They don't even
reparations? She
sound like
said
them
we were
people
looking
now.
for
One minute
handouts. I
welfare.
can't even
What?
One
speak.
minute,
Okay,
both
hold on.
ladies, both ladies. I
Let
gotta say this,
everybody.
and
We're
I
gonna let
also gotta say this,
foundational finish so
Afro.
we can move forward. You
One
sitting up there
I
because
saying
think
we
he
it's
lying on your
did.
name. All of this is recorded, by the way. So
Yeah,
you
she
know.
was down
one
there
minute,
writing that
Flossie.
we was
1 minute,
looking for
Flossie.
handouts.
It's like
Okay, we're gonna let
we're
foundational
drowning
finish.
out. ZZ
You
is
are
the
lying.
co-host. 1 minute. ZZ is the co-host, and I've seen her box light up, but I'm not hearing her voice. We are all kind of jumping in, and she wants to have a word. And the business bully is the special guest, right? So so Afro, ZZ, the business bully, need to have their voices heard at this time. Foundation and me, we are the two moderators up here. So we will interrupt y'all from time to time. Again, Afro keeps saying no over talking the other one. But at this time, I would like ZZ to kind of enter the chat so we could change the energy because I feel like I'm
Wait,
struggling back here.
was foundational done?
I was
Because
about to
there's
say, yeah, I
people
think
who
he was
want to come
trying.
up, so we can just let him finish, and then we can take her out and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't done at all, but I lost my point now. Go ahead, fam. Y'all good.
All right. Well, all right.
I see how you feel, ZZ. I apologize.
Yeah. Look. And I don't believe she's 30 at all. You sound like a
I
teenager,
don't
to
believe
be
that
honest
shit.
with you.
Yeah. I don't
You
believe
got an
that.
extremely light voice, but I don't believe that,
She's not giving older than 25, honestly.
honestly. And then just the maturity level. I mean, I guess maturity
Yeah,
age.
giggling and shit. Like, what the hell? She tried to get serious, then wasn't serious. I'm scared, but I'm not scared. I was just being facetious. I was like, okay. Yeah.
But
That's
she was in the comments saying that we were wanting handouts for reparations and all that. She was talking real heavy in the comments.
she was.
I
But
couldn't read
This
it all, but she was talking real heavy.
we're gonna get to Yamik Elite Official. Okay.
You ain't gotta
Hey,
get on camera,
yeah,
bro.
because and we can't even hear you. We can't hear you. We only allow people who we know to have their camera on because of certain safety things. So that's it.
Look, I'm just trying to be, prove that I'm a Black American, foundation Black American. I'm not no tether or impersonator around here.
Gotcha. All right.
Don't be throwing shade on here. Got your camera on.
You had your
I'm
shirt
sorry,
off,
that
brother.
cheesy.
Hold on. Why did you have your shirt off? Why you had your shirt off?
Yeah, I mean, brother,
come on now.
You had your shirt off with the oil.
Come on, guys, stop it. Like, don't
you had the
nitpick.
oil
It's a
leaking off
shirt.
your body.
Something to you. Come on now.
I was like my face in the frame, honestly, but you know what I'm saying?
How did I notice your shirt was off then?
I apologize. Look, I apologize.
He was out here like Tyrese. I don't know.
I apologize. I'm sorry. Come on, you guys.
All right, would you want to?
No, I actually just wanted to say that these people who throw all the shade towards foundational Black Americans is because we're actually putting a name to what we are now. We're not claiming what they want us to claim, because what they want us to claim benefits them more than benefits us. So when we start to say we are this, we're not that, they get upset because they're not in their home country. We're in our home country saying this about our stuff. They had to flee where they're from, to, you know what I'm saying? They come here and say, I'm Nigerian, I'm Jamaican. Then go the fuck back home then. Take your dusty ass back home and sell rock plates or mud plates or whatever you fucking sell. Go home. Why are you bothering us for? We're not thinking about y'all. We are not thinking about any of y'all foreigners. Black, white, or indifferent. We're not thinking about y'all. We are on your minds constantly. Because we're the blueprint, and you are not.
Can I piggyback off of that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying earlier that a lot of them are bad because they feel like Black Americans are the main blacks, but they fail to realize the reason why the world has their eyes on us is because white America was trying to demonize us. And with white America being the power, so-called power, all eyes are on us. So yes, we are the token blacks, and I hate to say it that way. Nobody has ever said we were better than another group. But when they get here, they automatically have that fixed in their mouth where they're like, oh, you think you better than me. I'd be like, no, you thought that before you got here. Because there's no way that you're going to automatically assume we all thought that. The first, when they got here, I'm only 42. When they first got here, they used to get mad at being confused being Black. I'm not Black. They would get mad and be ready to go to fisticuffs if you ever thought that they were a Black American. And now they're over here just disappointing their parents, trying to blend in. I land my plane with that.
You know what's ironic about that though? Some of these people are actually making their parents proud because they just evolve into tethering. To be honest, their parents tethered to us and just they were saying they didn't identify as Black, but they damn sure whatever they could identify as Black would have benefited. They for sure were. Now the next generation is trying to identify as Black to not only tether, but damn near to merge their way into our damn lineage or to pretend that they are, to be these $5 ass FBAs. So yeah, some of them a little proud, to be honest. They taking it a step further.
Yeah. And then with the delineation, they're as soon as over here, you get in trouble for that. So if we delineate and they mark it and they find out they're not Black American, that right there, breaking the law, denaturalization. And again, I have to tell you this, you need to read the fine print when they give y'all these citizenships, because they can denaturalize and take them citizenships at any time. So you coming over here telling me you're the same as me is not. That is not a fact. When them white tea people deem you're not one of us, baby, you're gonna be on a plane.
So I want y'all, and this is my last point. I want y'all to notice that as soon as I said turn your camera on, she did the Speedy Gonzalez, and she got up out of here real quick. And now I had to put her on the front lines, and she got up out of here. It was no arguing, no none of that, because she want to call people bots. But when I said, all right, fine, turn your camera on, she left. And then she wanted to talk about xenophobia, when we know Yoruba people in Yoruba land is kicking the Igbos out and undermining them in Yoruba land. Real xenophobia. Real xenophobia is what Ghana's doing to the Igbos over there. Real xenophobia is what South Africa is doing to the Nigerians and kicking them out of hospitals from emergency care. That's xenophobia, kicking and unaliving them and kicking them out the country. We're not doing any of that. We're not doing anything degenerate. We're not unaliving. We're not kicking people out of hospitals. We're not checking people's papers like it's apartheid 2.0, like they're doing in South Africa to the Nigerians. We're not doing that. So I'm trying to understand where the quote unquote xenophobia is coming from, because we have a backbone and drawing a line in the sand and saying, hold on, family, we're not going to allow you to take our culture, custom traditions, or undermine what we got going on. That's interesting to me.
It's a lot of, it goes back to the insults because a lot of them got bullied as teenagers and stuff, and they just really need to go to therapy because that's all they fall back to. Well, you did this when we were in school, baby. It's all the stresses in the world, and you still worried about what somebody called you in grade school.
You know, and another thing about the bullying in school, I'm starting to think a lot of that is cap. I'm starting to call cap on a
It
lot of that.
definitely is.
Yeah.
At first I was kind of believing it. Now, first off, I'm not going to say they didn't. Every kid gets bullied despite whatever ethnic group they're from. But the narrative that they're putting out is that they were particularly targeted because they were Haitian or they were Nigerian. And there's this cultural disdain Black Americans have against them. And the more you start hearing them say it, the more holes in the story they have. I'm talking about everywhere. They talk about Miami, Chicago, New York, all of these places. And it was just this cultural disdain that we used to just beat them up and bully them. And you can't find a single one of us that can testify to that. All of us was all like, where was I don't remember that.
I
And
Can
it
I
think
was,
make a
no, you
sorry?
weren't there. I'm starting to see like there's a lot of holes in the story. I'm calling cap on that.
there
It
was a
is.
creator on here
Not
who made a
exactly.
video and said that if anybody bullied the immigrants, it was their parents because they wanted them to not blend in with American kids. So they purposely didn't dress them right. They didn't give them good hygiene practices. So a lot of them got bullied because they brought little Haiti here. Like if they were talking about how little Haiti was filthy, you crossed the street, there was trash everywhere. So they probably did get bullied, but they got bullied because of what the parents were letting them do and how they were dressing and the poor hygiene habits.
Can I just add something real fast on top of that? Real quick. I don't buy the whole bullying thing, even though we all bullied each other. And nan one of us ain't been called nappy headed, ashy, this, that, and the third.
Definitely.
Okay.
I was
But
called an
what
African booty scratcher.
Right.
There you
Porch
go.
monkey, all that. Let me tell you something though. Our parents didn't play that shit. So you might be able to do it at the schoolhouse, but let word get back to the house. Like our parents, Black American parents didn't raise bullies. Like we was on the playground and we did what we did. But let word get back to the house that you was cutting up or acting a fool at the school and teasing somebody or doing too much and that behind was got. So our bullying never went to the extreme of just being out of control and ridiculous and everything else. It was a period in time, just like any other time. But one thing I want to just impress upon, you see how these folks don't know nothing about our scholarship and our history, will get up there and stutter and still think they have a right to the conversation. It pisses me off because I have met some beautiful Nigerian people, and this is how I know y'all don't love each other.
Oh Lord. Well, TikTok just flagged you for hate speech.
Oh.
For saying I got pissed? Can I not say that?
No, it's probably about the bullying thing. I don't know what you just.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was the
Uh,
Can't say
it was
Woo.
it was the PM.
okay.
Yeah.
My plane by saying really fast
Damn.
that the ways come up and represent their people about their people. Because like I said, I've had some. Okay, go
Did
ahead.
she get a 10-minute? Because if you don't drop her, if she got a 10 minute, they'll bring your whole
Yeah.
live
She gonna
down.
mess up
no,
the live.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, they
drop it.
didn't say anything about a time limit. So
Okay,
Yeah,
you
I would
sure?
drop. I
Okay.
was just to
I
save
would.
the live. She would got it. She got to
Yeah, I
drop it.
just gotta. I gotta. Yeah, because it's telling
Yeah.
me I
Got
gotta
to drop.
remove you.
Damn,
Respectfully, of
for
course.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ever since the USA border, it's been real finicky and real like they'll mess up the live for anything. But I'm gonna land on that.
And we just got
Threats in the
back.
comments,
Okay, we're
Tierra.
gonna have
We
to.
appreciate you.
What?
Damn.
All right. So everybody got to be on. Everybody got to be on their game.
yeah. I've noticed they've
Be
even been
careful.
flagging comments now since America bought it. Just regular comments get flagged now.
So we're gonna just tone
Damn.
the temperature down a little bit. We're
I
just
was,
gonna.
I was about to say something about that bullying thing. I don't even want to say that shit no more. Never mind.
Right.
Nobody can say shit about it. That's agreed.
I have one thing to add about that. I remember talking to someone and they were saying how they couldn't really differentiate between, Black Americans and everyone else. And so I was asking, well, how did you know when you claim, Black Americans bullying, how did you know they were Black American? And they were just like, you know, like they don't, like, how you know it wasn't any other Caribbeans or anyone else, because we have a whole bunch of people who try to identify as us. So you can't one on hand be a tether and then also be able to really specify that you understand the differences between us. Now you can't do both.
No. I'm a big believer in therapy, and I want to start a program, and I'm going to call it TFT, Therapy for Tethers, because when I sat down with Frank Zanu after he said that African Americans have no culture, they have no culture, he got on a tirade about how he was called an African booty scratcher. And my whole thing is, man, you 60.
That's what I was about to say.
Damn shame.
Sir, you are 60, bro. And it's still bothering you that much. Bro, look, respectfully, I'm in therapy every single week. You want to know why? Because I'm a business owner. I'm a person that has gone through a physical transformation. I done been through some things, but I'm not talking about what happened to me in 3rd grade. Like, at some point, like, y'all talk about how weak foundational Black Americans are, yet and still, you don't hear us talking about how we got teased and bullied in school back in 2001. Like, at some point, where is your intestinal fortitude? And if you're that dope, can you please explain to me how, out of the 54 countries that make up the mother continent, none of y'all are getting along? None of y'all are making it happen. Y'all have whole beef over Jollof. I'm trying to understand how you have time to stick your nostrils in foundation Black American business.
And that's the thing, they are very competitive because they come over here with like that whole Jollof and that rice.
Hold on. For the safety of the live, we're not going to be on too much longer because I don't want nobody to get flagged and then they take the whole thing down and then we're suspended for another few days. So I'm going to give us another 25, maybe 30 minutes and then we'll wrap it up there.
Okay. But that's another thing that I wanted to say about them, because they are they come with the competition. They be competitive immediately. Anytime that I've been around Black Americans, it's everything being done cohesively. If you have your cabbage, your fried cabbage, your jambalaya, it's just set out. It ain't pick what's best. They come over here and automatically get competitive. And I don't understand that.
Can we be honest for a minute, family? What it is copium. It's a way for them to cope with the vile, nasty, demonic energy they have towards us. Let's be clear when we have this conversation. That's what it's really about, right? Because there's no way these people could be mad for 60 years, 40 years, 30 years about at middle school kids that said what they said, when we know that, if matter of fact, I talked to an Igbo person that told me they closed down whole schools because of roasting and teasing in Africa. Every culture has roasting, teas, and stuff like that. What it is an excuse to have a vile, nasty, demonic energy they have towards us, and they use that as an anchor to say, well, back in the day, so now I'm going to say this in 2026. That's what it's all about. Yeah. That's what this is all about, right? And so when we talk about this whole bullying thing, a lot of these people, and if they are still, I got a hug and some therapy for anybody that need it. If you need, I'll pay for your first service. DM me, because there's no way, like you said, I was called 50 Tyson. That's disrespectful. 50 Tyson.
I forgot about him.
Right.
I don't know what 50 Tyson is, Foundation. What is 50 Tyson?
I mean, come on, huh?
What is 50
One of the greatest rappers alive. Greatest rappers
50 Tyson is a dude that looked like 50 Cent and Mike Tyson, and he was just, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let you go look him up, and you're gonna have a good laugh. But it was disrespectful. It was disrespectful. Am I gonna be mad? Do I know the name of the kid who called me? Am I gonna be mad in 2026 about it? No, I laugh about it. It is what it is. It gave us it was, again, roasting is our rite of passage. Yes. When you pass that rite of passage, guess what? The people that quote unquote bullied you, if anybody else touch you or even say something wrong to you, they'll be the first one to step up in front and say, you better not mess with that person because you passed the rite of passage, right? See, that's the thing. When people don't understand is that when it come down to the dozens, roasting, cracking, jokes, whatever you want to, we called it back in the day. This is something that we did as a culture to create a strong mental fortitude. And the problem is a lot of these people come from war-torn third world countries, so they're hypersensitive. But what they don't understand is that when you come to Rome, you do what the Romans do. So you coming into our community and then getting mad that we are operating within our own community the way we operate. That's not how that works. We're not going to mold around you and change because you hypersensitive, because you come from a third world country and people booming and stuff like that. No, you got to blend in because Michael Blackson, he made millions of dollars off of our culture. The same crime, bullying that you talking about, he made millions. What's his name? Godfrey. He made millions. So I don't want to hear nothing, right? Again, it's just an excuse to, I want to have this as a copium mechanism to now have a reason not to say I don't like Black America. That's what it is.
Yep.
Let me
Let's
say
get to the
this.
next speaker.
Afro, we need a commercial break. There's over 500 people in the chat, and you're only at 118K
That's
and
true.
like.
Now, come on, y'all. We've been having a good chat. We've been having a good live so far.
It's been good.
Everybody, if y'all can send gifts, if y'all can send tap the screen, that's free. Okay, that's free. Just tap the screen. Tap the screen. We can get up to 200,000 likes. We can get up to that before we close out. Let's tap the screen, everybody. Send the likes and gifts. Follow who you want to follow and all that good stuff. All right. Let's get to methodically.
Hey, my good people. I've been just following the chat and watching as everybody was dialoguing and this, that, and the other. The reason why I like the fact that we are delineating is because the field I work in is dominated by white males. It's about 12,000 of us all together. Blacks make up about 1,800 in the whole field. And I have seen it on a first-hand basis where you got guys from Africa that comes over, they apply under the banner of being African American, and they get positions just like it's the same way that Republican lady who resigned from Congress had mentioned, the one from Georgia. The same thing she was talking about, I have seen it on a first-hand basis. And I work in a very lucrative field. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like she said, that those type jobs were set aside for African Americans, actual foundation African American, not people coming over here and pretending or misusing the title for their own personal gain. I have seen it on a first-hand basis. So yes, we should keep delineating. We don't have to go bigger back and forth with them. Just keep moving forward with what we're doing.
And where can people go to find out about those jobs and those positions?
Well, my particular field that I work in is I'm a marine engineer. I work on U.S. ships. You can start by going to the U.S. Coast Guard website, the home port website, and it actually tell you how to go about getting into the industry. I started in this industry about 20 years ago as I started as a deckhand, and I worked my way up. I'm about 60 days from having what I need to become a chief engineer.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. Let's get to exceptionally exquisite.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet everyone. I've enjoyed listening. One thing that I want to talk about, I'm a teacher, and one thing that I've been noticing over the years is that all the Africans are coming, and they're coming into the black schools where there's basically no white students, but there's all white teachers. I'm one of the few black ones. And what they're doing is they don't even care about the Black American students. They're teaching straight to the Africans. They're even having their countries like Cameroon, Burundi, wherever these kids are from, they're even having these kids cultural days at the school, but they're not even doing anything for Black History Month. And I also wanted to say that a lot of this stuff is being propagated in the public education system. I remember going home, having to do some report, and I was reading it for my grandma, and I was introducing myself for African Americans, and my grandma almost slapped me. My grandma was like, girl, I don't know what they teaching you at the school, but it's not right. Don't you ever say that stuff. And she was always telling me the history about it, but we are cut from the same cloth. These people perform female genital mutilation on little girls. They send people that have twins out in the woods and try to, get their babies and, chop them up for tinctures. They eat
Careful.
termites. They
Careful.
defecate on the streets
Whoa,
there.
whoa, whoa,
They have
whoa.
to have signs that say, please.
Stop.
That's a
Fam,
lot.
we got to be mindful,
That was
family,
a
of the
lot.
words we utilize. Please, I don't want to mess up the live. Please.
That was a
Can y'all
lot.
hear me?
We can hear you. I can hear you.
When I say stop, I don't understand what people's issue is with stopping. Like, I don't.
He didn't
Okay.
stop. But I heard you say stop.
Okay. You can finish, but just be careful. Yeah, we get what you were saying.
I apologize. I'll definitely try to be more careful. I just wanted to share those things and then I want to ask you all, how do we go about finding a leader? I feel like we need a leader. I do not like Dr. Umar is running the face of this. He's just a big scam.
A leader.
The
I want to
He
know
the
y'all's
face of
thoughts on that.
Pan-Africanism.
I gotta
A
ask
leader.
ZZ,
Everybody.
Afro, and the business bully and foundational. What other communities have leaders? I haven't seen a Latino leader, an Asian
Right.
leader. I haven't seen a white tea leader. Why does everybody think Black Americans need a leader?
I can explain that.
Thank
I'll tell
you.
you exactly why they
Hold
want
on,
to have a leader.
I'm about to shut this shit.
Wait. Afro trying to
Everybody
talk
stop, because
first.
I'm getting very
The bully.
irritated.
Sorry.
Stop. A leader of what, ma'am? Because I don't want to make assumptions of what
And
you're
I was
going to
gonna
say.
say,
Because a leader of what?
I'm still learning, and maybe I've been conditioned to think like what the lady was saying, that we need a leader. I'm open to learning, and I just wanted to
A
state that
leader.
I
A
don't have
leader.
all the
Let me ask
answers.
you. A leader of what? To lead. To lead what? To lead all
The
Black Americans.
foundational Black
Okay,
Americans.
so you want us to all have a leader of foundational Black Americans, right? Okay, so now other people are going to make a comment. I don't want you to be all like, that's not what I meant. When you say something, I want everybody to be abundantly clear what you meant. I don't know why my audio's low, people getting kicked off. This live is just not going the way it's supposed to. It's having a lot of issues.
Who was the previous leader? If we need one now, who's the previous leader?
I'm not sure if we ever had one.
Exactly.
And I want to be honest. I did say that. I did state, how do we go about finding a leader? Like I said, I'm open to what the lady has said. I'm still learning, and I'm still open to being taught and learning the ideals. I will admit that I don't have all the answers, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get there.
Well, I'm just saying, if we've gotten this far, all the accomplishments, all the great things our foundational Black American ancestors have done, the revolutionaries, the standards we have set, the culture, the way we've influenced the world, and we've done all that without a leader, why would we need one now?
And there's
I
such a
understand
thing
that.
as a leader of an ethnicity that doesn't exist.
What do we need a leader for? Who's the leader of the Jamaicans?
There's
Or the
no
leader of the Italians? The leader of the Haitians? What do we need a leader for? What exactly is the purpose of the leader? If we haven't had one up to this point, and we've been doing shit a lot better than a lot of other people, so what do we need what exactly do we need a leader for? I'm just confused with your position. Why would you? What's your train of thought to get to that point that we need a leader? A leader for what?
Well, I guess in my thinking, I feel like a lot of Black Americans and Pan Africans are mistaken on their identity and history, and they've been, the wrong thing has been ingrained in their brain. So I guess my
The
thinking
wrong
was that
thing?
if we
What's the
had,
wrong thing?
thinking that we're from Africa.
So what is that? How are you connecting that to a leader? We get our lineage from our parents, our ancestors, my grandparents, my mothers who told me about my lineage. I don't need a leader for that. All you need is ancestors. All you need is family for that. You need
Okay.
documentation for that. Where's the leader coming in that?
It was just my thinking, and now that y'all are
I think it's
expressing these thoughts to me, I'm definitely thinking about it and understanding it. Like I said, I guess I was just thinking that I guess to get the word out,
Wait,
just
ma'am.
Oh, you a
taking it
diplomat,
from the
man.
Ma'am.
prompt.
1 minute,
Dang. I don't
Flossie.
know. I'm
Flossie,
picking up
one
on
minute.
something.
What is your ethnic group? Like, what is your lineage? What is your parents?
I'm foundational Black American. I can trace my history back here to the United States, to the state of Georgia, back into the early
Man,
1400s.
okay, we just gonna. She's been talking.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
I'm not buying it either. That's what I'm
I
like,
feel
what is
so
it?
bad because
It
they
might have
want
been a
us to have a
shield.
leader so bad. That's why they're so focused on Tariq. They
If I
want him
Yeah,
to
can,
be the leader,
they
and
want
he's
him to
not a
be.
leader.
if I
They
can kind of, oh, go ahead,
I'm
business.
sorry. Here's the thing. Two schools of thought. The first is they know what has happened when we had leadership for movements before Malcolm X, Medgar Evers,
Yeah, they
Martin
took him
Luther
out.
King. That they want somebody that they can point to and point out their flaws and take out. J. Edgar Hoover, who was a closeted mulatto, famously said the two worst things that could ever happen to America is the rise of a black messiah and black unity. They are scared to death of us being on code. The
That's a fact.
code is the
The
leader.
leader.
You need to lead
Exactly.
your own house. It's just like when you get on the plane and they say, in the event that we lose cabin pressure, oxygen mask will descend from the ceiling. Make sure you put your mask on first before you go helping anybody else. We need to focus on staying on code, making sure that we are delineating and continuing to push in a direction that allows us to thrive without the tethers, without the small hats, and without the extra people coming and trying to take over, usurp, and disrespect what we are building. In other words, tether's going to babble, you check them and you move forward. Lead
And
yourself.
that,
Let me make an
and that's
announcement. Hold on, founder. Let me make an announcement to the audience. If you guys don't like something somebody says, I completely understand that. But all the flagging is hurtful to the whole thing. For people flagging people, misinformation, hate speech, all of that stuff, that messes up the whole life. So please don't do that. Okay? Because then we'll have to end everything. So let's not do that. All right.
yeah.
Go ahead, initial. And then we'll
No,
get
so I was
to
going to say, I was just going to piggyback on what the brother business. He's 100% right. That's the thing. The code is the leader, right? And so therefore, we are on code when it come down to. It's better to have 50 million Black Americans that's operating as Malcolm X or a Dr. Martin Luther King, or right, than to have one person and he get
Exactly.
unalive. And then then we scramble, and then people scrambling for somebody else to look for. That's what happened for the last 30 to 40 years. After Malcolm X, after MLK, it was kind of like okay, what's going on? And people kind of in the limbo and scrambling and trying to find somebody. No. Let's all get on code. The code is the leader. Therefore, if one person get unalive, we got 50 million. They will have to take out all 50 million because everybody's going to still know what to do. God forbid something happens to one of us. So again, it's harder to take out 50 million than one that's at the forefront in the face. So this is the reason why there's no thing. This again, having a leader is iOS 1965. We in iOS 2026, and it's time to update for all of Black America to iOS 2026. That's the old tactics. We on new tactics now, family. It's time to start upgrading, and I'll land on that.
all right.
Can I add to, or you want to move on, Afro?
Real quick, and then we'll get to Omega.
Yeah,
Because
it's like,
we gotta
yeah,
wrap it up real
I just
quick.
want to piggyback on that really quickly. You can individually lead in the area that you feel strongest in. Like, we need everyone that's hands on deck. There's not one person that has all the answers. It's really acting as a hive mind, if you will, in terms of being on code. Like, but you're going to be able to make waves and moves in your respective areas or industries. So it's everyone, stop looking to somebody else to do something. If you have a passion for something, you see something that our community needs, step up and do it. Stop waiting for somebody else to come and show you the way, if you will. You probably have the answers because you have that on your heart to do so. So there is no leader. You actually probably are your own leader that can benefit our community.
Yeah.
All right. Omega, you got it. Omega. Okay, well, we'll get you lips and froze while we waiting on Omega.
Peace, B1.
Oh, there you go. Okay, come on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Got it?
B1.
All right,
Can
you
you
got
hear?
it. Right, first to you.
No, I had a delay. I don't know what's up with my phone.
Man, this whole live's been kind
My
of tricky.
apologies.
You got it though. You got it.
I feel you, bro. This, in my opinion, is another attempt by Umar to finesse a bag out of us as FBAs. Wasn't he just dissing our talking points like a month ago and kind of talk, So I believe there's definitely an agenda behind this pivot. And just simply by following the logic, it looked like he trying to get in front of it retrospectively. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for him, this pivot gonna hurt him more than it helps.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people are gonna start, putting more of a microscope on his track record, on the school, you know what I'm saying? Like on the relationship with his daughters, his jealousy of Tariq, and overall desire to basically be a leader of black people. And like y'all was just talking about, the code is the leader. We don't need a leader. But really and truly, that's kind of what Pan-Africanism has kind of become nowadays. They a breeding ground for the next Negro to try to be some kind of black messiah, and it's not working. So yeah, like Umar showed us who he was.
Thank you. Did you
Sometimes I don't know if it's just me or if it's because I've been dealing with this the whole time.
I think he stopped. I don't know. Because he didn't say bye.
I've been dealing with that the whole time. I've just been kind of listening. That's why I ain't been saying that much. So
I can see the frustration on your face. So I would like to give this suggestion. After Lips and Froze go, we start shutting down. Because now I'm a little nervous with the violations and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I don't know what is happening, bro.
yeah,
I
I
don't think
don't.
he's right.
Yeah,
So
this
Oh,
is
they
kind
gave
of
him a violation?
I
no,
hope not.
His
But
phone
No, I'm
was
talking about
lagging really
earlier
bad.
ones.
yeah.
it
And
was. He was in
somebody
slow
said the
mo for a
screen is
second.
freezing.
Yeah, let's get about it. Hang it
It's
down.
time to go. It's time to go, y'all. It's time to go. So
Real
so
quick, Afro. Can I say something real quick?
we ain't leaving right
Oh,
now.
about to say.
Lips and Froze, you got it.
Hey y'all, I just want to say this. I mean, I just kind of I feel like the live got pivoted into a different direction. It was really disappointing because it really seemed like it was going to be a really great live, and I know we're just making the best out of what you got right now. That last lady that was in the spot that I'm sitting in, she knew exactly what she was doing. I think being a little bit more strict might be something that needs to happen because your page is growing and your viewership is growing on not only this platform but on YouTube as well. She knew exactly what she was saying when she was talking about those children in the schools and how they were being uplifted over Black Americans. She knew exactly what she was saying when she took her time to what do you call it? Explicitly express what was happening to those women below the waist in those foreign countries. She knew what TikTok language was. I feel like we are being a little bit too lenient with them when they already know what the language is, and then just actively acting like you didn't know. She was just off code, and she knew she was off code. I knew she was off code, and I was like, the minute she started talking like that, I was in the chat like, drop her, because she's gonna jeopardize your life. I think you might need to be, you might have to get a little bit more strong headed and start dropping people immediately for the continuity of the live and what you're trying to convey and get the message out. It's one thing, and this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing an observation and a possible solution. You're clearly seeing what's happening. And I don't like that because I really enjoy your lives when you come on. I really, really do. I enjoy your talking points. I enjoy everybody on the panel. And I glean a lot of information and I like to share as well. But this last particular one, these people playing. Drop them. Don't waste your time with them. Because all they doing is diverting the live, energy harvesting, and wasting time when you're trying to get a particular point of view out in a message. That's all I had to say. I'll drop back down and let you guys finish it up.
All right. Dave, you said you wanted to finish something?
Oh yeah, just real quick, y'all. Don't get weary in nonsensical BS. One thing that I want to make sure that we're doing is focusing on taking care of our communities, taking our communities back, not letting these folks just run rampant all over us. And one of the things that made us very strong before COINTELPRO was the fact that we had thriving businesses. And so I just wanted everybody to know that this coming Tuesday, I'm doing a masterclass on entrepreneurship, growth, and scaling, because as foundational Black Americans, we need to have knowledge bases off of these lives and start talking about how we build. It's absolutely free. You can click the link in my bio. And I want to make sure that you guys get ready for Hidden Color 6. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But the one thing I wanted to make sure I said aside from all of that is Dr. Umar is never going to open that school. As an educator, I can tell you there has not been any tuition collected. There has not been anyone hired to teach any subject at said school. There has been no curriculum presented. This is not a person that is serious, respectfully, about what foundational Black Americans have going on. And from what I understand, I've been told that he might be that just like a Cuban one. And anytime he starts going on podcasts, all I hear is, and that's it. We don't have time to follow memes in order for us to make progress in our land.
All right then. Y'all make sure y'all go to For the Culture on YouTube so y'all can listen to the playback of this and all of the other great lives. Normally we don't have all these technical issues and all that stuff. So, with TikTok being how it is, the fact that we was pretty much suspended for a week and then now we come back and now people's flagging all over the case. There are some changes that are gonna have to be made in order for us to continue. So just be expecting that, because if everybody's starting to flag and all of that stuff, we're gonna have to make some changes in order for us to continue moving forward.
I've
Be
listened.
expecting also, like what's they call that, subscriptions. Be expecting the subscriptions and stuff like that, and perks and all that. I'm talking BX about all of the perks and things of the sort. So be expecting some good stuff coming up. Before y'all leave, if y'all can do me the favor, because there's still over 400 people in the room, if y'all could tap the screen so we can get to 200K. If we can get to 200K, I would greatly appreciate you guys. So let's get to 200K. We have more than enough people. It can happen in the next 2-3 minutes.
Send up some roses and stuff too. There we go. Thank you, Methodika. Somebody recording? Because I hear a lot of
Me too.
feedback.
What is that?
So I want to say this with the subscriptions, Afro. You can do subscription only lives, if not mistaken. They used to, or super fan only lives, and that might be something to look into when we have a very controversial topic that people just going to come up and troll. I can tell you this. When we let Noah up and kept Noah up here longer than need be, that's when they're more than likely, when they're trolling, to start reporting, and they do it from the panel. So that's my bad for not telling you sooner. And ever since then, the platform been a little janky. So that's what I wanted to tell you. So in case I forget and we start talking about subscriptions, remember the subscription only lives as a perk too that they get.
Okay.
And exclusive videos. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people in the request, Afro. So I don't know if you wanna.
I was, if I could add one thing, they do that. I've watched a lot of panels, so I know some of the users' names that are just generally in there trolling. Because they'll start out like Noah did, and then they normally won't come up on the panel, but they'll be in the bottom just saying all this xenophobic stuff, and then as soon as you let them up on the panel, they'll let you attack, like they'll get attacked, and they'll record that part and then go put it out like they're being attacked by Black Americans when they were out down in the comments trolling from the beginning. So that she knows one of them. There's one that's labeled "Who FBA is it?" and there's one that's called CORLI. They just go from panel to panel reporting people. I've watched them do that.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to adjust and adapt to the new TikTok and the new methods that they have for getting us shut down. We're gonna have to adjust. So we'll be changing some things up. We'll be making some of the necessary adjustments we need to. And I appreciate all of y'all advice and all that. So definitely this live was a very good I guess no, not reality check, but good warning. That they
Yeah,
slept on us. So yeah, okay, all right.
gotta be
It's,
careful.
we've been through it before. We'll get through it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got a lot of people in the live, but we do got
I think. Oh, damn.
Is it still glitching? Cause I could come down. I thank y'all for letting me speak because it's so hard as a FBA to sit back and watch us be just talked about so bad after we helped our ancestors got them over here in the first place. It's like we're the only reasons y'all even able to come over here, and a lot of them didn't start coming till the '60s.
Ooh,
See,
what's
yeah,
that?
it's some.
What the hell is that?
You're going in and out, so I guess we could rotate her now, Afro. She's going in and out. Couldn't hear the last
Okay.
of her
Yeah,
statement.
here's what we'll do. We'll have one person up at a time, and then they get like a couple minutes, and then we'll just
We
have
gotta
one
give him
person up.
1 minute. I got to go. We gotta give him 1
And
minute.
don't bring Noah back up. Noah is in
No, I
the
know.
request
BX,
box.
I know I ain't bringing no one back up.
Okay.
Yeah, no
That's
ass,
only gonna be
please. But
the
give him 1 minute
mains and all
though,
that.
please. Other time.
Go ahead, you got it.
Oh
We're
shit!
going
My
once.
bad, y'all.
Going
My
twice.
bad.
All
I
right.
didn't know my mic was on. It's on me or it's on somebody
It's
else.
on you.
Okay, sorry, y'all. My phone was in my purse. Hey everybody, and like I want to say too, I love watching these lives too. So whatever y'all can do to make sure that this don't stop, that's what I appreciate. But the thing I wanted to say was when the lady got up there and she was saying we need a leader. I think people need to really educate themselves on what they're talking about before they even get up on these type things and have an opinion. You're saying you need a leader for us to identify ourselves. We're just identifying ourselves. This ain't no and even when it come with the reparations, like y'all said, if you really I'm sorry, I just was walking too. I'm out of breath. If
No,
you
it's good.
really get the definition of what FBA is, you'll understand that you don't need no leader to identify you when it comes to reparations and stuff like that because your lineage is gonna speak for itself. And the like I also wanted to say I love when BX be going off on them. I don't it just do something for my spirit, feed my spirit. And I don't
Thank
think people
you.
like Noah should have been able to stay up there. Like they need to go. When they get up there and you realize they trolling and stuff like that, I'd appreciate it if they get on because like the other lady, if she had good intentions, I'm not really sure if she had good intentions because it seemed like she was on one side and the other side as well. But it's like people like Noah confuse the whole conversation. And the people that aren't educated on what we talking about or what we're listening to, they draw up these crazy narratives, that has nothing to I ain't gonna say, well, yeah, it has nothing to do with what we're trying to do as a people.
Okay.
So that's all.
Yep,
And
we
I,
got you.
I love everybody on the panel. I know I don't know y'all, but I love to see this live pop up. And
Mm.
whatever y'all need to do to make sure it keep going, make sure it keep going. And before I land real quick, Dr. Umar is a fraud. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I appreciate that. All right, there we go. All
Put the
right.
timer on, or they just go past the
No,
minute.
I'm
Not
gonna just
nothing
I'm gonna
against
just
her,
drop
but
people down. I'm literally just gonna drop people down. That's it.
put the timer, Afro.
No, but
Even for me, that's a little rude. You know who do that a lot? And I'd be like, dang, why he talk to her like that, Tariq? He just, all right, love, yeah,
Tariq do be
boom.
just
And they
Tariq do be
caught.
Let me put a countdown on
Tariq, you be in the middle of speaking. Tariq do be dropping you like, yeah, all right, go ahead.
it. You be
Tariq
doing
do
that
that.
shit.
He does that. He does that a lot. Yeah, he does that. Okay, DJ.
Hey, I'm putting a countdown on his ass.
Hey, how y'all
DJ.
doing today?
Uh-huh.
I do hear some ringing. I don't know what it is. It's some strange ringing I had never heard before. So I just want to say that real quick. But when you did an open mic on YouTube, I called you at one point, and when I was telling you about a lot of these young adult tethers that was going to start coming out and speaking out, and I think we're really seeing that right now. We're seeing that a lot. Are you going to? When's the next time you're going to do a live mic? Because we have a lot of Sambos and Coons here in Chicago, and it really needs to be addressed. So I would like to know from you, Afro, next time you do
On YouTube, yeah, the
live
next
about
open mic live, but that's the first live of the month. So there's gonna be it's gonna be next Monday.
Okay, all right, thank you. I appreciate you. That's it for me. I'll link.
All right, appreciate that. All right. Yep, that's gonna be Monday. All right. Okay. Now y'all taking advantage of this because now I'm seeing a whole bunch of people request up that y'all wasn't even requesting before. We ain't gonna be doing that now. Okay, you got it.
Somebody explain to me what the DAFA is, please.
Say that again.
Can somebody explain what the DAFA is? The
Descendant of
DAFA.
African Freedmen in America. That's Umar's movement that he said he was starting.
I don't think there's anything wrong with this movement.
1 minute. What is your ethnic group, ma'am? Did you give us your ethnic group? Anaya?
I did.
I can't hear you. What is your ethnic group?
I'm a Black American.
How far have you traced your ancestry?
600 years.
Okay.
You lying. Oh,
Wait.
It's too late to show
Yeah,
to be lying, brother.
I
Come
got
on.
a block. So I got a block. So I got a block for a reason. I don't block people.
Let
So
me see if I got
I'm
her
just gonna leave it
blocked.
at that.
That means she a troll.
She got on the damn. Don't she got on? What is that? Kente cloth? Get her ass out of here, please.
That's off the
I think that
600.
was an AI
This
picture
will be
too.
the last person we bring up. Sorry, y'all. This we just got to do it like this. You've been waiting for a very long. Oh, damn. This will be
Oh,
fun. We let I guess both y'all up here. Y'all the last two. We'll go with Alliance. Go ahead.
hi, good evening. I didn't even mean to do this. One of the twins did it. I'm just enjoying the live peace and blessings, family.
All right.
Um,
Okay, we can get to the next person then, unless you want to say something.
oh, I was just saying, I love what you're doing. And a lot of people are foundational Black American, but they don't quite know because it's new, especially to those that are not on social media. So I just think that sometimes these people need to maybe YouTube before they come up. But that's
Right.
it. But I got the twins. But peace and blessings.
All right.
I
Peace.
mean, black being a Black American is not new. I mean, I think the only difference is the foundation in the front, just letting it be known that people are the foundation of the building of America. Being a Black American is not really new, to be honest with you.
Definitely not. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Sure.
Jerry loves gold. Go ahead.
Yeah. How about Lee? How you doing? I wanted to let y'all know this delineation is working. I mean, it surprised me last night. I woke up in the middle of the night and there was an African speaking from the continent, and he was talking about how FBA is put shedding a bad light in somewhat and messing with their money, them doing business with other countries because people are beginning to look at them side-eye. And I don't think that we had really said anything bad about them. I think by us delineating that they told on themselves. You see what I'm saying? Everything started coming out on themselves, like what happened in with the Somalis and so on and so on and so on. And that's what the world is seeing by us delineating instead of following up under flat blackness.
That's true. Thank you. All right, but we gotta wrap it up. And see, when I get mean, y'all be all like, "Afro, what are you doing?" Okay, come on now. Sorry, but I appreciate that. Azizi, any final words?
Final words. Yeah, this is absolute nonsense, man. Dr. Umar is trying to evolve the grift, move it, whatever you want to you want to look at it. But he knows what the truth is. I think honestly, this was probably the biggest thing he's done to expose that he knows exactly what the hell foundational Black Americans should be doing, and he knows what directions we need to be going in, which is why he's trying attach himself alone while also trying to skew it by putting a Pan-Africanist play on it. So yeah, I think this is really an omission of what, his arch nemesis Tariq has been trying to say niggas should have been doing. So as much as he want to admit, as much as he want to go against what that brother has to say on delineation or FBA or, any other term so on. This right here is the biggest admission that you was wrong. You know that Pan-Africanism is not the solution and that delineation is really the only way for Black America to go in order for us to get any further progress. So, but I land. Shout out to the chat, to the panel. This was a great show. Thank you for the gifts. Oh, yeah.
Delineation and reparations. You know what I'm saying? Because he's completely switched on reparations. He was vehement against reparations, and now it's saying that we don't. First off, we were never going to get it. He said that, and then he also said that we don't deserve it.
Yep.
Okay, based off of our spending habits. Okay. Now, notice, and this is something that I gotta say, the closing thoughts. I gotta say this about Pan-Africanism. Now, when it comes to reparations for CARICOM, when it comes to reparations for the diaspora or anybody else, all of this pocket watching, y'all spend y'all money on Nike and y'all spend y'all money on Gucci and all of this stuff. That doesn't happen when it comes to non-FBAs.
Right.
When it comes to Caribbeans, Africans, when it comes to their reparations, nobody gets up like, I don't know how Kenyans are going to spend it, so I don't think they deserve it. They don't say that with them. They don't say that with Jamaicans, like, Jamaicans don't really make the smartest business decision. Haitians really don't know how to spend their money that wisely, so I don't think they deserve it. They don't, all this micromanaging and pocket watching, they don't do that with other groups of people. They do that with us specifically, so.
Or the small hats. Throw them in there.
Just gotta call that out. But y'all make sure y'all go to For the Culture on YouTube so y'all can listen to the playback on YouTube. All right, BX, can you close us out real quick?
Sure. I just want to, I kind of forgot what I was going to say, but I just want to say this. At this stage in the game, they know we're foundational Black American. They know it's a lineage. At this stage in the game, if they're still asking what is FBA and they never heard of Freedman, it's not their business. Let's stop educating them. I'm from New York, and I'm trying to tell people how we got outmaneuvered, right? We got outmaneuvered and snaked in politics, and we're educating them on, and we just need to stop. That's all. Because there was a comment, what the hell is a freedman? That don't make no sense. And I said, if you ain't a Black American, then it don't concern you anyway. We don't need to give them the answers to every test, guys. That's all I want to say. Love, peace, light, and reparations to my foundational Black Americans and anyone of the lineage who can identify as such. I love us for real.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later.
Peace, be one.